It's taken ages for me to sort this out. Lighting wise, I still haven't sorted it out, have I? Let me drop that a bit. Um, yeah, the sun's getting low now. It's 5:45, and it's over there, and trying to sort it so you don't get the sun and I don't get too much sun has been quite difficult. But I wanted to be out here because it's so lovely. And it's still Monday, and oh, there's big blowflies over there sunbathing on the wall. I hate those. Um, I was thinking about when I was manager of a psychiatric nursing home in Devon. It was my last job before we came to France. It's 5:45, so it's really noisy with traffic. And I think, hold on, I'm going to see where the wind's coming from. Yeah, the wind's coming from the northeast, and that is east. So, yeah. I never ever intended or believed that I would manage a team of people. It wasn't something I aspired to. And I did my nurse training, I did my psychotherapy training, and we moved to Devon, and I found a job in an adolescent unit, which was horrible. I hated it. It just didn't fit. I'd been working with, I've said this not years ago, but months ago in another vlog, I think. I was working with adolescents, many of them anorexic, various other things, and they didn't want to be cared for. They didn't want anybody to help them, and I had been used to working with people that wanted help and wanted what I had to offer, so it was very difficult. I wasn't there for long. I actually fell and really hurt my shoulder. I ended up with a frozen shoulder for months and in a lot of pain, and so I was off sick for some time, and I was chasing one of the adolescents who was off to take well, possibly off to go and throw herself in front of a car, and I tripped and just went flat as you can when you've got boobs my size. I'm saying that because someone else will say it, so if I say it, then you can fuck off. So anyway, so I was off sick for a while, and tried going back, and then hurt myself again. There was one of the girls was running, and it's instinctive. It's my left arm, and I grabbed the waistband of her jeans, and that, sort of pulled my shoulder again. So anyway, off sick, looking for something, because this was 3/4 of an hour drive away, or even more. It was 50 minutes, so it was a long drive to get to work. Beautiful countryside up the North Devon Link Road and out to Taunton. I went up through the country, so I went through some really beautiful countryside. So it was a lovely journey in terms of where I was and what there was to look at, but not in terms of, working shift work, and starting at 6 o'clock in the morning. No, probably 7 o'clock. So I'd have to leave home at 6. So I'd have to be up at 5, half 5. So during the time I was there, I was also looking for other work, and saw an advert in the paper for a staff nurse post at somewhere like 5 minutes up the road, 10 minutes. I was like, oh yes, I'll have some of that. So I rang and asked if I could go and have a look around, and went up for a look around and a chat with the manager, lovely man. And it was a psychiatric nursing home with 25 beds at that point. And the residents were all this type of people you would have met in the old-fashioned institutions, but all the institutions had been closed down during the 80s and 90s. So this was 25 beds, but these were really quite ill people. And I'd never worked in institutions. I'd only ever really worked on more modern psychiatric units. So um, my I hadn't any knowledge of how it is in an institution or met those types of residents, patients before. So I went to look around, and I was shown around and up and down stairs, and it was a big old beautiful house. Drove up the driveway. I thought, oh, this is beautiful, beautiful driveway. It was about how long was it? Oh, I don't know, about 500 yards long. Beautiful setting, beautiful gardens, beautiful grounds. Went in, went around, upstairs, downstairs, around here, in this corridor, out that door. I didn't know where the hell I was. I was taken into the dining room, breakfast room, day room, and introduced to a couple of residents, and who were they felt a bit scary. It was like, oh my god, because I hadn't worked with people in institutions. Did all of that, came back into the office, went back into the office, sat down for a chat, and the deputy, because the person that showed me around was the owner, Paul, the deputy manager was there and started grilling me about what would I do, how would I do this, and what's the point of transactional analysis? It sounds like a cult to me. How will you use it? What will you do? And of course, I hadn't gone for an interview. I'd gone for a look round. So, and this worked in my favour actually, because I wasn't expecting these questions. So I was really quite assertive back. You can imagine me being assertive? It's impossible, isn't it? So I was quite assertive back, and eventually, I sorted him out, and we talked about salary, and when I heard what the salary it was like, well, I can't come for that sort of money. It's just not enough. So I got up and I said, oh, I'm really sorry, but I don't want to waste your time or my time because I can't come for that. And off I went. And I think Mark and I went off. It must have been in August. Mark and I came here for a holiday. It might even have been our house. No, it wouldn't have been, because we moved a year later. We came to France anyway for a holiday, and I received a message from friends of ours back in Devon saying, Paul's been trying to get hold of you, wants to talk to you. So when I came back, I talked to him, and he said, I want you to come and be my deputy. My deputy has left, which was the guy that was giving me a hard time, and he wanted me to take over, which of course was great because it meant more money near home. So I took that job with an aim, apparently, to take over from Paul, because Paul was wanting to retire, so he wanted me to manage. And I, as I say at the beginning, I hadn't any intention or aspirations to manage a team. And I had to do, in order to be a registered manager, because you needed to be a registered manager for the Care Quality Commission, who I think have a different name now. I needed to have a management qualification, which I didn't have. I had other qualifications, but I didn't have a management one. So I had to sign up for a diploma in management, and it was at the local technical college, and I went there and did my diploma in management. Got really, you can't imagine me getting pissed off either, can you? But because so many of the skills I already had learned and been trained for were being repeated, it was really a pain in the arse having to go and do 2 hours one evening to be told how to suck eggs. And this is going to make some of you laugh, but the reason I'm talking about this is because I'm thinking project management. We had a lecturer, and he was fine, and I got on well with him and whatever. And then one evening we went in, and there was this new guy who'd come in, who I didn't know, and I don't think the other guys knew, who was going to teach us about project management. And his example to teach us how to project manage was how to make a fucking cup of tea. And I was outraged, as you can imagine, that this guy was teaching me, I'm going to use this term, housewife, mother, woman, how to make a fucking cup of tea. Um, and I think halfway through that, I just said to him, I'm sorry, but this is just not okay. Gave him a mouthful, said what I wanted to say, walked out, left there, and refused, because I think he was taking over from, I think it was Craig, the lecturer before. I think he was taking over from him, and I refused to go back. And so I did the rest of my diploma at a distance, and passed. But I was just so, it was like, you're teaching me to suck eggs. And what got me thinking about project management? Well, in order to lead a team and to have jobs that need doing and to arrange how they work, you need to know how to project manage. And okay, maybe you do need to learn how to make a cup of tea, but you cannot keep starting this, starting that, doing this, doing that. You need to know, when am I going to need those materials by? When do the next lot of materials need to come by? When do I start that bit? When does that bit need to finish? You need to know all this stuff. You can't go and read books in Oxford and learn how to do that, unless they're books about project management, obviously. That isn't going to give you the skills that you need to project manage and to lead a team. And if you can't keep a team, if you can't have a consistent group of people who all know what they're doing, then you're just, what's the word? God, I can't remember. I really, really get pissed off when I can't remember words. Treading water. So you're not moving forward, you're just treading water. And that's not going to work. It's not good enough, is it? It's not going to get you to, what are your goals? You need to have some goals. You need to know, by July this needs to be done, by August this needs to be finished, and you need to know that your staff know what their duties are within those months to get it finished by August. These are all skills you need to have, and if you haven't got them, then you're treading water. Don't know what I'm talking about. Don't know who I could be talking about. Well, we all know who. Well, many of us know who I'm talking about. So yeah, I hadn't ever imagined being a manager, managing a team. I had a lovely team. Can't remember how many there were now. It's been a long time. It's been 16 years since I was there. But mostly they were a lovely team, and the lovely residents that I got used to, and weren't really as scary as I thought they were when I first met them. And actually, the management skills were needed more for the staff than they were needed for the residents. That's quite an important thing to know, that when you're working in psychiatry, quite often, some of your staff, I'm not disrespecting any of those of you that I'm still in contact with, but some of the staff needed some fucking psychiatric care. Okay. I wasn't meaning this to be a rant, but it will give you something to enjoy whilst I'm enjoying my visitors. It's a bit of a rant. If I put rant in the title, maybe people might look more. So yeah, that's it. Project management needs you to know how to do it. You need some management skills. You need to know how to lead your team. And you need to have goals. On that note, it's still Monday. Have I said it's still Monday? And I've just looked at the wisteria out here, and I think that's gone too. I'm just so disappointed. They're such beautiful plants, and you're not going to get to see them. I was looking forward to showing them you. Did I say that? Probably did. Okay, I'm going in now. Thanks for your indulgence.